Good morning. I'm McKinzie Roth. Welcome to another edition of All Indiana Bets. We have some big games to get to, and we are glad you're here.
I'm Jason Hammer, and if you had the Ravens in any of your bets or parlays today, Lamar Jackson is out. Abort! Abort!
Hey, I'm Scott Long, and we both, Hammer and I, had Ravens as a major bet. Forget about that.
Throw it out.
We don't even know who that quarterback is, and we're football geniuses. Watch the rest of the show. We have winners, including the Colts, right now, right here. Woo! Let's go.
This is All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook and LUNAZUL Tequila. Feed the wolf.
Happy Sunday, Fun Day. We are back at it. Welcome to All Indiana Bets. Of course, thank you for making us part of your NFL Sunday. As always, how you guys feeling? How you doing?
Man, as Scott said earlier, we each had the Ravens in a bet, and we found out not even 30 minutes ago that Lamar Jackson, their quarterback, is out. Virus, non-COVID related. So again, I'm out on the Ravens today, but that does not mean that I'm out on that game. We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit.
That's a little teaser. Where we begin, as always, let's begin with our Indianapolis Colts, who are preparing to do battle with the mighty Buffalo Bills. Now, despite the fact they're coming off back-to-back wins, the Colts are a 7-point underdog in this game. We're going to dive more into that, but first, we're going to send it out to Charlie Clifford. And
Charlie Clifford!
Check out how he is doing in Buffalo.
Guys, good morning. Nice conditions here for late November in Buffalo. The update pregame, Darius Leonard's officially a game-time decision. He's been out multiple times trying to get that injured ankle ready to go. He was limited in practice on Friday. You remember he re-aggravated that injury in the win over Jacksonville. The expectation is he will play. You know, Darius doesn't like to miss football games, but again, this will come down to the last minutes ahead of kickoff. On the Bills side, Tremaine Edmonds, their leading tackler, also questionable with an injury. The Bills dealing with a couple COVID situations on each side of their line, so that's a major storyline. The Colts' best chance to beat Josh Allen, pressuring the Pro Bowl quarterback here on his home turf. Have a great week. Enjoy Week 11. We'll talk to you.
All right, Charlie, as always, thank you so much. Hammer, now you don't have a play on this spread total here, but you do, I hear, have a prop bet.
Yeah, I'm out on the spread because, again, do not underestimate Frank Reich's ability to screw this up. Nobody leaves more points on the field than Frank Reich does. That's why I'm out on the point spread, but I'm in on Michael Pittman Jr. today, Colts wide receiver. Go back to that playoff game about a year ago, Colts, Bills in Buffalo. He was the best player on the field. He had a huge day. That was kind of his coming out party as an NFL wide receiver. I think this is a game where the Colts are going to have to pass the ball. They're going to have to keep up with Buffalo. And who better to throw the ball to than Michael Pittman Jr. Look at his numbers. The last 5 games he's played, this is very doable here. 57.5 receiving yards. He was over 100 in the playoff game. If you just get a fraction of that, your toes are tapping and you're going to the bank. We're going over 57.5 with Michael Pittman Jr.
All right, I like toes going tippity tap. All right, so Scott, you told our producer, and I quote, this is the most confident that you've been in a Colts bet.
Wow. Uh-oh.
Why do you say that, sir?
Uh-oh.
Why?
I'm going to disagree a little bit with Hammer. If the Colts were favored, I would totally agree with you about Frank Reich. Frank Reich is the greatest coach, or one of the top 3 in the league, when they're the underdog. He likes to be in that role. He doesn't like to rub it in to teams that are lesser. Full on, pedal to the metal today. He knows last year, if Philip Rivers could have made a couple plays that he didn't, they're in the next round of the playoffs. They would, the Colts, have beaten the Bills in Buffalo. I like them today. I like how they'll be running the ball. Buffalo is not the same team. You look through the schedule so far this year. Who has Buffalo really beaten? They've beaten the Dolphins twice. They've beaten the Jets. Every time they've played anybody good except for the Chiefs, who at the time were playing like the Chefs, not a good team. And finally, This is the game the Colts have been peaking for the whole year. I put money on the money line.
Woo.
Not just 7.
Whoa.
I like the Colts in this game to not I love that it's 7.5, so there we go.
You want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. So, my brace was flying off. I'm so excited about this. All right, this is exciting. So let's go over to you, Hammer. NFL has been a little bit of a struggle for you lately, but
Oh no,
let's
hold
take a
on.
About
2 weeks ago, I went 4-1.
That's
Peter puts this in there because Peter hates me because I make fun of him all the time because he looks like a nerd. But 2 weeks ago, I went 4-1. I've been rolling all year. I had one bad week last week, and now all of a sudden he puts on the screen, Hammer's had problems last week. Bite me.
Let's take
Geek.
a look. Top 500 for the season.
Oh, come on. Really?
All right.
I'll put my NFL totals against anybody that's on television now. Have you seen those guys on the Daily Wager?
Oh.
They stink. Every one of them
Yes,
stink.
they do.
And I pick 5 games every single week. And this week, you know what? We're going 5-0.
What you don't
wait
know,
a
there's
minute.
going to be a cage match after the show with you and producer Peter. It's going to be awesome.
my money
That's
is on Hammer.
ridiculous.
Stick around for that. All right, what's your first play?
All right, so I'm going to pick up points. I'm always looking for points. In the National Football League, if you can get close to a touchdown, you got a shot. Steelers are getting 6 at the Chargers tonight. Big Ben is back. Now, could be a little rusty, but I'm not 100% all in that the Chargers can blow anybody out. I just need the Steelers to hang around. Chargers are probably the better team. They're probably going to win the game. But if I can get the Steelers to run the ball, play a little bit of defense, burn that clock up, I will take the Steelers getting the 6. We're going to go with that tonight.
I like it a lot.
I love the name Rusty Roethlisberger.
Yes.
That would be a really solid name. Not as a quarterback, maybe, I don't know.
Don't just go ahead. Move on. Let me save everybody here.
We
Thank
will.
you.
Let's go to a break, shall we? It is time for our break, and don't go anywhere though, because we're going to continue our combo about the Colts, when we come back.
About?
Here's the question. This is what we're talking about.
You're Canadian.
Yes. Are they a playoff team? Could Jonathan Taylor be making a run at a major award? The guy's going to break it all down. Love it or leave it. Coming up next.
All Indiana Bats is presented by LUNAZUL Tequila. Feed the wolf.
No one we would rather spend the Sunday fun day with than you. Hey, welcome back.
The
How
wolf,
long?
the
Jason
wolf has
Hammer.
been fed.
Yes, everyone's feeling a little sassy. Glad you're here. All right, this next segment we like to call Love It.
Again, I'm always the bad guy
Or
here.
leave it.
Everybody else says horrible things, and everybody says, well, Hammer, he's the loose cannon on this show. He says horrible things. You're worse than anybody. The things that come out of your mouth during commercial break, unspeakable.
You love it.
It does really create great energy for the
He
show.
loves it. He loves it. All right, here's how this works.
No, I'm going to interrupt you a
Maybe.
second.
Oh,
Listen, everybody that's watching this is, let's be honest, they're mostly guys that are watching the show. The ladies that watch, thank you.
We love you.
We love you too. Keep putting it out there. But everything that you had hoped McKinzie would be when you watch her on TV, twice as good.
It is.
It
They
really
like
is
that I have
awesome.
a dude sense of humor, like
Yes,
a 12-year-old
very
boy
fun.
sense of
You
humor.
quote movie quotes, and like, when I say movies, you're
Yeah.
not talking about The Notebook. You're quoting like
No.
Step Brothers.
Yes,
and, like,
I know. It's
I'm a
great.
like
down
that.
woman. What can I
Okay, get
say?
back to your
Oh,
show.
thank you.
I'm
All
sorry,
right.
McKenzie.
This is what we're going to do. Love you guys so much. All right, this is how it works. Love it or leave it. I'm going to give the guys odds on a future bet. If they love it, they love the bet, they'll say love it. If they don't, they're just going to say leave it alone. Easy enough. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do this. We're going to talk some more Colts. Okay, first question. Going into today's game against the Bills, Colts are sitting at 5-5 on the outside, looking in when it comes to the AFC wildcard race. Indy's currently listed at plus 130 to make the playoffs. So, Scott, I'm going to toss this one to you. Do you love the Colts to get in at plus money, or are you going to leave this one alone?
I love it. I mean, it's not great odds, and you'd be like, why are these odds so like at 130? That's telling me what?
Right.
That's telling me that Vegas sees the Colts as a much better team power rating wise than what their 5-5 record is. It's also telling you that Vegas probably sees the Colts beating one of the two teams that they're going to have to beat either this week or against Tampa to get into the playoffs. So I like it a lot. I like it.
I like it a lot.
Nice. Hey,
I'm
Rick,
going
what
to
you got?
leave this one, unfortunately,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
not trying to be Debbie Downer, but I look at the Colts' schedule. They can really only afford to lose twice to have a legitimate chance.
Right.
You've got Buffalo on the road today. Tom Brady and company coming into town next weekend. You still have to go to Arizona on Christmas.
Right.
By then, Kyler Murray's going to be healthy. Those are some tough games coming up.
They are.
And don't just assume you're going to go down in Jacksonville and beat the Jags, because for whatever reason, the Colts always have a hard time doing that. They can only lose 2. The schedule is just too tough. I'm leaving it.
He's leaving it. He has spoken. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Well, let's speak of the Colts. What a season it has been for running back Jonathan Taylor. Taylor is tied for the league lead in rushing yards. He's currently has the 5th best odds to take home the NFL's Offensive Player of the Year award. A $10 bet on Taylor would win you $200. So Hammer, I'm sending this your way as you look at this graphic. Taylor at plus 2,000. Love it or leave it.
I'm going to love this because of the odds. And I got to be honest, I did not know this until today. Peter and Scott were telling me this is not a quarterback's award usually.
Right.
The people who normally win this award have been wide receivers, have been running backs. That's why you're not seeing Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers on the screen there with the odds. Cooper Kupp is the favorite. Jonathan Taylor's got a puncher's chance here. You know he's going to get the carries here. And look at those odds. Kyler Murray injuries, I think, are taking him out. I don't think James Conner is in the conversation anymore. I think there's great value there. I love this with Jonathan Taylor.
All right, Scott, what do you think?
I like that you're giving credit to the sports nerds like me and Peter that found your information.
I heard nerds.
Yeah.
I can do this all day, ladies and gentlemen. Don't threaten me with a good time.
The money seems to be the only person that I can see putting any money on is Jonathan Taylor in this situation. Cooper Kupp seems way overvalued.
Your favorite dude, Cooper Kupp. You love his name.
I hate that name. Come on. Bobby Joe Kupp. That sounds much better. Not Cooper Kupp.
My idea last week was D. Straight up. I love
Yes.
it. All right, time for some more bets. Hammer, what you got?
All right, so again, Bears and Ravens today. Lamar Jackson out of the lineup for the Ravens. I had every intention of laying 5 points with the Ravens today, but with Lamar Jackson out, I'm out on the Ravens, so I'm going to go a 180 here. I got the Chicago Football Bears. If you're a Bears fan and you lose this game today, give up hope. There is no hope for you moving forward. If you can't beat the Ravens with their backup quarterback today, it's done. It's over. You're getting points right now. I would imagine in the next 45 minutes, that might even go down to 1. It's going down quickly. So if you can jump on it right now, some places even still have it at 2. Absolutely do that. I got the Bears. I'm going money line, but if I can get some points as well, I'll do that.
All right, Scott, what you got?
Initially, I had the Ravens in this spot. This is my favorite week in NFL picks. I feel really confident about them. Usually I'm a college person who likes the college better. Loving today. I always like the Dolphins in this spot. I hate where the Jets are going. They're playing Joe Flacco. They might as well just walk out with the whole team waving white flags. Joe Flacco at this point?
Yeah.
Come on now. Here's what I'm telling you. Tua's playing pretty well. The defense is pretty good, and I still think Brian Flores is a good coach. This team should have been in the playoffs last year, so take the Dolphins all day. The weather's good in New York. Man, I was good in that segment.
Wow.
I love it. Woo! When we come back,
Joe
we're on
Flacco thought you were
fire.
mean.
Just like Scott's long shot has been. He's going to tell you which NFL underdog he loves this week. Plus, Hammer going to show you how to turn $5 into 60. It's next in All Indiana Bets.
The Long Shot, presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook.
Oh, buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. It's time.
Here we go.
Oh, we love it. He puts on his glasses, the ultimate flex. This has been making you money since the beginning of time. Not only have Scott's long shots gone against what's your record?
4-0 against the spread over the last 4 weeks. Hold on.
That's incredible.
All 4 have won straight up. So, Scott, that's me. We need to know which. Go ahead.
All right, so we want to know which teams have caught your eye this week. Let's go. Make some more money for folks.
It's not even in the notes, but not only have these dogs won outright, they've been winning by 18 points.
That's true. It's
insane.
Rolling.
Wild.
Ooh. Here's what I'll tell you. This makes no sense. Okay, so the Titans.
Like the rest of our show.
True. The Titans have been beating teams that are really good. Okay.
Yes.
Not only did they beat the Colts, in the last 4 games, besides the Colts, they beat the Rams, they beat the Saints, they beat the Chiefs. These were teams that were being talked about as Super Bowl potential teams. They cannot come in every week and play that sky high. They've had amazing luck. No reason they should have beat the Saints last week. The Texans, +10, like it. Wouldn't put money line on the Texans on this. It could happen. You don't know these long shots. By the way, here's the problem. I forgot to put on my glasses.
Oh, here we go, yeah.
Texans, +10.
There we go. That's how we get that female demo right there.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And then I like how he rips them off. So aggressively. All right, balling on a budget coming up.
It's like the bootleg version of Magic Mike when he rips those glasses off. Like if you go to Aldi's and you get the rip-off cereal, that's what the rip-off Magic Mike looks like.
I am a bootleg Magic Mike.
Magic Matt.
Seductive. Oh man, I love it. All right, we're gonna get to balling on a budget in a moment, but first, next play for you.
Okay, so I like the Seahawks in this matchup.
Yeah.
Sounds like Kyler Murray could be out again, and there's no way Russell Wilson's going to be as rusty, as bad as he was 1 week ago. No one practices harder than this dude. Have you seen his pregame routine of literally going through a 2-minute drill by himself? He's going to be ready to go. He's watched the tape. He's had a week of practice. I like the Seahawks in this spot. Sooner or later, the Cardinals are going to miss the dynamic playmakers that are not going to be on the field. That starts today. Lay the 3 with Seattle.
I love it. Starting now. All right, now here's the deal. If you've got $5, you want to turn it, into 60, you want to be a baller, but you're on a budget, this is for you. Hammer, show them how it's done.
Look, Pat, here's the deal. This is how you turn just $5 into over 60, okay? So we're going to go with the Seahawks. We just mentioned Russell Wilson back, full week of practice. I like them in the spot. The Panthers have looked pretty good the last couple of weeks. They've kind of turned the corner. They've got the quarterback situation rolling and McCaffrey back in the lineup. I like the Panthers here. The Eagles, quietly, the Eagles' offense is starting to click a little bit. They've got young receivers. They're putting Jalen Hurts in a position to where he doesn't have to throw the ball 25 times a game, but they're doing it at the right time. And the Colts and the Bills over 49.5 here. I think Buffalo's good for 30. I don't like the Colts secondary, but I do think the Colts stick around and they give you an over in this one. So over 49.5, you make these bets. Just $5, you get a full day of NFL enjoyment, and you could win $61.
I love it. Easy as that. Well, we've already given you plenty of winners, but still many more to come. We're going to head to the bar, but then when we get back, the boys give you their best bets. We call them Larceny Locks. They're coming up next.
The Larceny Lock is brought to you by Larceny Bourbon. Steal a taste.
Well, it's true. It's true what they say in gambling. There's no such thing as a lock, but
Young
we beg
lady,
to
there you
differ.
go.
Hey, let's do an early cheers.
Cheers. Here we go. I like this.
Cheers to making money.
I like this a lot.
Is this Tang? What do we got here? This
What is this?
Don't worry about it. This is a little Elijah Craig, got a little pineapple in here.
That's very good, actually. That's the best drink in weeks.
Oh, refreshing.
Very good.
Really
Nice
good.
on a Sunday.
Oh man, that is good.
It just tastes like buffalo.
It does.
It tastes like winning. That's what it tastes like, and that's what we're here to do
Really?
today.
I
That's
don't
what we
see
do
that
on
on
this
your
show.
pick.
All right,
this
let's
next
get to
one.
our best bets, shall we? We call them our Larceny Locks. Basically, yes, and they're brought to you by Larceny Bourbon. Hammer, bartender, you're up first.
All right, so I like the Eagles in this spot. Again, this is the Saints squad that will not have Alvin Kamara. And sooner or later, they're going to realize, man, maybe it wasn't so bad having Jameis Winston as the quarterback. As ridiculous as that may seem, you can get by a game or two with a patchwork quarterback system, but eventually water finds its level. And the Eagles, they've been getting better as the year goes on. Don't look now, but those young receivers starting to get separation, starting to make plays. And I like the quarterback play. They're doing the right things with Jalen Hurts. He's not a drop back 40 time a game guy. He's been dropping back 18, 19, 20 times a game. They're putting him in the best spot to succeed. I like the Eagles in this one. I'll lay the 3.
Laying the 3. All right, Scott, what about you?
Totally wrong on everything he just said.
Oh, come on.
Put
come on.
close up on me. I'm going to put my glasses on because I got stuff to read. Okay, New Orleans, that's the Saints. 4-0 against the spread. 3-1 as a dog. New Orleans is 9-1 against the spread and 8-2 outright in the last 10. Overall, the Saints are 43-22 as a dog under who? Sean Payton. New Orleans also 32-13 on the road against the spread.
So do the glasses work or not? Because I've seen it back and forth.
They're on.
Come on, Mr. Magoo, get it together.
This is like a tumultuous relationship.
These are dramatic. These are dramatic.
I think you guys need to make a wager.
No, I used to put on a top hat in the original shows, but they said it was too pompous. A wager.
Let's do a wager between you guys, because I
Okay,
like when you go
challenge
opposite.
bet.
Okay, so I will take the Eagles -3.
Okay.
You will be in on the Saints getting the 3.
Right.
And since it's Thanksgiving week,
Yes!
next week on the show, the loser gets a pumpkin pie to the face.
Pie to the face. To the face!
Do you like pumpkin?
I love pumpkin. I
I'm
like
gonna put
pumpkin
a lot
pie.
of, like,
now,
whipped
pumpkin
cream.
spice smells like
Wait.
feet, tastes like feet.
I have
but
one
pumpkin
thing.
pie is good.
As long as I get to pie
McKenzie,
someone.
you got to do that. Yeah, that's
So this is like a
So are you in or
win-win
not?
for me.
I'm in.
Shake on it, shake.
I might slap a pecan pie in your face, but that'd be messier. But
That would be
And
hard.
frozen pecan pie. Good Lord. Things have escalated quickly here to
Pie
assault.
to the face.
That's assault, brother.
All right, let's take a break while we think about this resume a little
point.
bit. All right, so stay here though, because Hammer is ready for a little fan favorite. We call it Prop, Lock, or Drop It. We're talking prop bets next. All right, before we continue, I have to address something. Please feast your eyes on Jason Hammer's George Costanza wallet. How do you slide this in your pants? Like, who carries this around anymore this thick?
I dropped my wallet when I was making the drinks earlier, and she picked it up. She could not
A
believe
handful.
that this was my wallet here. Look at that. Look at that bad boy right there.
Not falling
I can't
out. It's
All right,
thick.
we should get an ad from one of those spinal surgery companies. 'Cause if you're sitting on that, I feel like that's where the props are located.
You know why it's so big? Because I win. And winners
Oh, really?
win, and they have money in their wallets, and that's why it's so big.
That is
Yes.
a 54% wallet right there, people.
We're gonna call him.
And we know that because we get graphics on the screen all the time.
You're a thick legend, sir.
Prop,
thick
lock,
legend.
or drop.
I'm sorry.
Let's do it.
Can you say that one more time?
Prop, lock, or drop.
Thick
Let's
legend.
do it.
All right,
Come on.
here we go. Prop, lock, or drop it. All right, we're gonna give some prop bets. Boys are gonna say, hey, we wanna, lock it, we drop it. What you're gonna do with it? Okay, you wanna get to them?
Let's do it.
Shall we? Okay, let's get to our very first one. Okay, they're getting to it right now for us. Okay, here it is. First up, we got Jaguars QB Trevor Lawrence. His over-under for rushing yards set at 17.5 today against the 49ers. Hammer, you locking or dropping?
I am locking this in. The Jags have decided that Trevor Lawrence can beat you a couple ways, through the air and with his legs. The legs have been the better option so far this year. About week 3 or 4 of this season, Urban Meyer started running Trevor Lawrence a little bit more, and that's when the Jags started playing a little bit better ball. Now, they haven't won many games, but they've been way more competitive once they've mixed in some runs with Trevor Lawrence. 17.5, I like this one. Now, normally, if it's a low number with the quarterback, I'm out, because you get concerned about victory formation at the end and losing 2 yards with every kneel down. I don't think the Jags are going to win the game, so I'm not worried about that. I think Trevor will run. We're going over 17.5 rushing yards with Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, Bengals QB, we have Joe Burrow taking on the Raiders out in Vegas today. Hammer, your old stomping ground. Over under 1.5 passing touchdowns for Joey.
Yeah, 1.5 passing touchdowns is a tough number, especially when you're going on the road here. What we've seen the last couple of weeks is if teams double team his favorite target, Chase, It's hard for him to find other receivers here. I think Joe Burrow's a stud. I think he's going to be really good for the next decade, and the Bengals are lucky to have him. But this is just too much, too early right now. There's not enough weapons that Cincinnati has to where if they double team Chase, Burrow can find some other passing options. I'll give him one, but I am dropping this one. I don't think it's a good bet, and I'm dropping it under. So Joe Burrow, we're going downtown. Not a knock on Joe. I love Joe, but he's not getting 1.5 today.
I had some ideas, but the whole segment called Local C-Level Wallet Talk kind of took my time.
Okay.
So let's go to the last one. Go ahead. What's your last one?
Oh, man. All right, let's go to another Joe. How about Flacco? He'll be making his first start of the season for the Jets today against the Dolphins. His interception total, it's set at 0.5. Hammer, you locking or you dropping?
Well, here, let me put my glasses on 15 different times.
And then take them off.
And then I'll take them on, and I'll take them off. And I'll take them on, and I'll take them off. No, Joe Flacco stinks. Joe Flacco's going to throw at least one interception today. Like, I could sit here and roast Joe Flacco, but Scott's already done that in an earlier segment here.
True.
Over 0.5 interceptions. Absolutely lock this in.
I love it.
I can't say this enough. Joe Flacco stinks.
I love that so much. I think those glasses made you see clearly.
Dude, I put those on
can
for like
see
1
clearly
second, and I couldn't see anything.
Oh, I know. They're very
Wow.
He's
They're
blind.
strong.
All right, hey, we're going to go for another break. Our producer's like, break. All right, so stick around. Ryan Kramer set to join us in the Wise Guy segment. Plus, Hammer and Scott will give you their final NFL picks up next.
Hey, we are back on All Indiana Bets. This is the Wise Guy segment. My name is Peter Hood, joined by our guy Ryan Kramer from the Sports Gambling Podcast. He's based out of Los Angeles, enjoying that beautiful weather out there and enjoying a couple of hopefully winners this week. Ryan, underdogs have done really well in the NFL this year. You like a couple of them this week. What's the first play?
Well, yeah, let's start with a big one. Houston coming off the bye, taking on a Tennessee team that just keeps showing up in big spot after big spot. Obvious flat spot here with New England on deck. Obviously, New England looking very good of late, potentially one of the threats in the AFC for Tennessee. So I expect them to be looking ahead a little bit. Vrabel and the guys have to let down at some point. Tyrod off the bye. I think they're scrappy enough to cover the 10 points.
I'm with you. You got to figure eventually there's going to be some sort of letdown for Tennessee. This seems like an obvious spot for it, like you said. All right, what's play number 2 for you this week, Brian?
All right, play number 2. We're going to go to Seattle. And I know there's question about Kyler. He said himself, I hope I'm going to play. But this is more of a bet on Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's 2 worst games as a professional have come at Lambeau Field. I'm sure that cold weather wasn't great for the finger. I love a bounce back spot here where at the time that we're recording this, they are a dog. Seattle, I like the bounce back spot. This is back against the wall. If they lose this, you can almost scratch them off the playoff list. And I think Arizona may be looking one more week to that bye. Let's get Kyler healthy and not risk it. So let's take Seattle. Let's take Russ to bounce back. And, honestly, take the points, but sprinkle the money line.
All right, Ryan, there's 2 plays for you. Where do the viewers get the rest of your plays for NFL, college football, and beyond?
Yeah, check us out. We're hitting college basketball as well. SportsGamblingPodcast.com and Sports Gambling Podcast, anywhere you download podcasts.
Appreciate you, my man. We'll see you again next week.
All right, best of luck.
Now, again, we record that a couple days in advance. This is how much that line has changed. By the time that conversation took place with Peter and Kramer there, the Seahawks were getting 2, and as of today, they're a 3-point favorite. So you're talking about 5-point total line swing right there.
That's huge. All right, you guys, are you ready? 4 down, 1 to go. Final bets of the day?
Yes.
Let's do
All
it.
right,
Let's have at it.
All right, who wants to go first? Scott?
What do you say? Final
All right.
pick here.
All right.
So I thought it was time to do a little bit of the over and the under. I'm looking at this game, and if you've noticed, the Buccaneers have really kind of been challenged the last couple weeks. Tom Brady's not playing well. That has so much to do with injuries. Antonio Brown, Gronk, all the same guys that really he looks to have been either not playing or they're playing hurt. I think the points are going to stay low. You think I'm going to think that Daniel Jones is going to pump more than 14 points, though, against the Buccaneers defense? I don't. I think this is going to be kind of an ugly Monday Night Football game. I would lean Buccaneers on the straight-up bet, but what I really like is the under in this game.
Okay, Hammer. What about you?
Can we stop getting the Giants in prime time, by the way? Can we stop?
You're over it?
I'm over it.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to go with an over, and I'm going to go with the Chiefs and Cowboys here. Nobody's defense is any good in this game. The Chiefs' defense is awful, and the Cowboys certainly have more than enough playmakers to put a big number up. You could say the same thing about the other side here. I don't like the Cowboys' defense, and last week, just when we thought the Chiefs were done, their window was closed, there was a primetime game against a division rival, they put up a 40-burger. So maybe the demise of the Chiefs was a little premature. 55.5 here. Look at the playmakers on this field. That feels like it's a little bit too low. I am going to go over on this one. I expect a lot of points.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, when we come back, guess what? We're going to head downtown to Lockmiller's Pub, where they're going to show us how to make a little something they call a pineapple preacher on the rocks. That's up next.
Yum.
Woo!
On the Rocks is brought to you by Elijah Craig Small Batch Bourbon.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to On the Rocks. Today we come to you from beautiful downtown Indianapolis and Lockmiller's Pub. Today we're here with the owner, Danny Scotton, and our Global Whiskey Ambassador, Mr. Bernie Lovers. Gentlemen, how are you today?
Doing just great.
Doing great.
Always
All
great to
right.
be back here in Indianapolis. Good to be here in an iconic place downtown.
Absolutely, absolutely. Today I'm excited about this. Kind of like going to service today, huh? We're going to try a little pineapple preacher. Tell us about that, Danny.
The Pineapple Preacher got Elijah Craig bourbon in it. We're going to do an ounce and a quarter of that.
He was a Baptist preacher, so that's where the preacher part comes from.
We're going to go gently with this. This is habanero simple syrup. So we're just going to give just about a teaspoon there.
Gentle.
Very, very gentle. That's going to warm you up, especially on those tailgating mornings. Then we're going to go about 3.5 ounces of pineapple juice. We're going to give that a good shake.
Good. Elijah Craig, one of the best small batch bourbons out there. Got that rye, going to give you that nice hug around your heart, that nice little warmth.
Strain over ice. And lastly, we will top it with just a splash of ginger beer.
A little more spice with that habanero, with that ginger beer. Nice.
Just eases it. It's nice and frothy. And here you have the Pineapple Preacher. Right?
Cheers. Outstanding. Like going to service on Sundays. We'll see you on the Rocks next time. Cheers.
That's what I'm talking about right there. When you're drinking with Elijah Craig, it's not just a drink, it's a religious experience.
It was. It's Sunday.
All right, so this is the part of the show where McKinzie is not on the screen. So if you need to go to the bathroom, this is the time to do it. All right, let's recap our picks from earlier in the show. I like the Steelers getting 6. I don't know if they win the game. I just need them to hang around, and that's too many points. I like the Steelers. The Bears, plus 1.5, only because the Ravens are without Lamar Jackson. Out of the lineup here, Bears money line is actually the pick. Seahawks, -3. This game has done an amazing flip in terms of the number, but Russell Wilson, too good to be that bad 2 weeks in a row. The Eagles, -3. This is the bet that I like, Scott doesn't like. We've got a bet on it. I like what this Eagles offense has been doing the last couple of weeks. And over 55.5, the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Punts are your enemy today. A lot of playmakers, a lot of Pro Bowlers, good quarterbacks. We're going to ride the lightning and go over 55.5.
You sounded like you knew what you were talking about. I got to give you that. I really say that. Now, my picks here are the Colts. This is my favorite bet of the year with the Colts. The Colts should not be a 7. I had it 7.5 early in the week, but that's what we're doing on the show. +7, sprinkle on the money line. Dolphins, -3.5. This is a total fade on the Jets. I think the Dolphins are going to play better the rest of the year. They're getting healthier. The Texans +10. Do I believe in the Texans? No, I do not. I do think when Tyrod Taylor's playing, they're a better team. They can compete with some teams, but this is totally about the Titans playing one after another, after another, after another. Huge games. Congratulations, Titans. Take the week off. If you want to win or not, I don't care.
A little trap action.
But don't look into the face of the long shot and try to deny it. Woo! The Saints +3. Now, this is where we differ. I love the Saints in this game. This is right there with my best bets. I love the Saints in this thing because of Sean Payton. He's a great coach. I will take him any day over Sirianni, who's his first year.
Have fun losing.
There we go. Under 49.5. You're going to be watching the Monday night game. You're going to be like Hammer, like, are the Giants on Monday night again? Do we have to look at New York again? Both teams suck. We're tired of watching them. But just play the under. Then you can root against Tom Brady playing well and the Giants.
All right, so now we're going to turn to our producer, Peter. Now, Peter, correct me if I'm wrong. You have not won a single bet since you've been doing these segments on Saturday and Sunday.
Actually.
Because I know this because you would call me out when I struggle. Even when I do well, you call me out.
I'm sorry. I'm a little emotional. Hammer called me a geek earlier in the show, and I don't know how I'm going to be able to sleep tonight, guys. So
I apologize.
Excuse me.
I should have said nerd.
Listen,
that's my fault. I'll be better next time.
We'll hug it out after the show. We'll hug it out after the show. You're right.
Oh no, Peter! I just read who you're gonna pick in the prompter.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Scott. We're gonna wreck your favorite Colts bet of the year right here. I apologize.
Well, somebody's got to win sometime.
I love the Colts in this spot as well. I don't know if they win the game, but I feel like 7 is too many points. I'm with you, Scott. I think the Bills are being overvalued.
Okay.
You look at their wins this year. They went on the road. They beat a Chiefs team that was obviously really struggling at that point. They've blown out a bunch of bad teams since then. I just think 7 is too many points. The Colts 3-1 on the road this season. Frank Reich, like you said, has been really good in this spot as a road underdog. Again, I don't think the Colts win, but 7, a little disrespectful to Indianapolis. I'll take the home team. Give me the sugar. And Hammer, I'm going to hope by this time next week I've got a win under my belt so you can't continue to clown me, although I'm sure you'll continue to call me a nerd, which is very well deserved.
Yes. I only tell the truth, Peter. You should know that.
Hey, listen, our viewers ask me all the time, why is Hammer so mean to you on the show? And I tell them, look, guys, I apologize for his actions. Hammer is intimidated by men who aren't balding. So it's one of those things that it just kind of happens.
He's 26 years old. Congratulations.
Yes.
I had a full freaking head of hair at 26, Peter.
Take a good look, Peter.
Look
this is
at
where
this.
it's headed.
This is not where the future lies.
This is where it's coming, Peter.
And the viewers that talk to you are your parents. So come on now. Let's go. I think we're supposed to leave this segment.
Congratulations, right? Chicken Littles in your corner with that Colts pick.
I know.
All right, do not go anywhere. We're going to get McKenzie's Mick pick next.
All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook.
All right. It is time for the world-famous Mick Pick. My followers out there, you cashed on the Packers last week, so let me give you another winner here real quick. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers -3 over the Washington football team in the Ron Rivera failed revenge game. Now, Mr. Cam Newton, love him. Wild fashion sense, got so much swag. I'm going to roll with him and the Panthers to beat up on a depleted Washington team. I'm taking Carolina and lay the 3.
You've been rolling. The Mick
She's
pick
doing
has been on
great.
fire lately.
Thank you.
You know who else is on fire?
Yes,
the state of Indiana.
State of Indiana. We have to highlight this, just how well sports betting is doing in this fine state. Now, Hammer, I know you feel very passionate about this. Take a look at these numbers. They were recently released in the month of October alone. Hoosiers bet over $461 million. That shattered the state's previous record by over $100 million. And Hammer, that translated to $2.6 million in tax revenue for our fine state.
And that goes into the state's general fund. So if you're wanting this to go to fix roads or pay teachers, that's probably not where this money is going to go. The general fund is really used for 2 reasons. paying for all the stuff you didn't want to use other tax dollars for, and rewarding those in power for their personal donors, right?
Right.
So if you're somebody that's a high-ranking official in the state of Indiana and you want your park to make $200,000 for renovations, there's the general fund. But Scott, to me, the thing that sticks out the most, we bet as a state about $15 million every single day in the month of October.
What sticks out me the most is look at this drink. Look at our.
Look at mine. Mine's gone.
It's totally gone.
Mine's gone.
He's like, they're like, we need this to get through the show.
That is delicious. That's what I would say.
Oh,
Billy,
wow.
Bobby.
King of the Hillside.
Yeah, it's right here. Some King of the Hill socks.
Look at
They're
those.
lovely right
Socks
there.
some
That's
love,
wow.
baby.
I am going to tell you, watch our college show.
Yes.
I have been on fire all year. Saturdays at 11, of course, come back here at noon. Guess what? After Thanksgiving, we're here. We're going to be here on Christmas.
I get to hit one of you in the face with a pie.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
you need to be
true.
watching this. I'm here for it.
That's true. I bet Hammer's hoping to lose because he loves pumpkin pie.
I do love pumpkin pie. Good luck, everybody.
Yes.
Kickoff of your favorite games are coming up next. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Cheers to
we'll
you.
talk to you next Saturday right here on All Indiana Bets.
Let's make some money.